There it goes. Alright, guys, welcome back to Knife Mania. This is kind of a special. Oh, I'm sorry. This is kind of a special edition here. For the first time, I'm actually making a video strictly on someone's questions that were in the comments. Never done this before, and I think it's, a lot of people do this. So it's probably a good idea for me to start doing it and letting you guys know. So, Nathan Loran, I believe is how your last name's pronounced. Awesome, bro. Congratulations on purchasing your Bark River. We'll get to it. So, this is actually inspired by him. Now, Nathan recently apparently picked up a Bark River Michigan hunter. Now, it is hunting season here in Michigan. Uh, you got bow for large game, deer. Small game's been open since September 15th. So, and for those of you who don't know, I am an avid hunter. So, you don't like that? Too bad. It puts food on my family's table. It helps pay the bills. Not only that, but every time you purchase your hunting license, fishing license, recreational license, all that, it goes to help preserve the woods and everything else, which I'm an avid hunter. But yes, I love the woods. I love animals. I really do. Uh, love certain ones more in my tummy, but hey. Anyway, yeah, so let's get into it. He was asking, pros, cons, that kind of deal, everything else. So, first of all, I think I got three or four. One, two, three, four, five. I got 5 Bark Rivers here, okay? Why do I have so many Bark Rivers? Oh, and I got 2 more out in Jeep, plus the missus has one as well. Why Bark Rivers? Well, first, they make a phenomenal product. Their fit and finish is spot on. These are knives that I would trust with my life, as long as you stick within the parameters of the knife. Um, Second of all, they're made right here in Michigan. USA. They're Yoopers. For those of you who aren't familiar with that term, they're in the Upper Peninsula. I'm in the Lower Peninsula. Um, they're made in Escanaba. Uh, I have absolutely no complaints with Bark River knives. They're phenomenal knives. Um, for instance, the Puku, which you guys have seen on my channel time and time again. Love it. Great camp knife, great bushcraft knife. Could use it for hunting if you wanted to. CX or Sex. Love this knife. Again, great at bushcrafting. Phenomenal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal for kitchen work. I have, of course, the Aurora, my favorite all-time bushcraft, camp, even survival knife. I mean, if this is all I had on me, I'd be happy. This is out of A2. It's Aurora with the Scandivex grind. Love this knife. Absolutely love it. I use it all the time when I'm up north and everything else. You could use it for cleaning game. It's small enough. It's light enough. Um, let's get to another one. My Bark River Classic Drop Point. It's a Bob Loveless design. This is my favorite hunting knife. Okay, but we're getting to the other one. The Michigan Hunter by Bark River Knives. This is, I said it in my first unboxing review type deal. This is my first crew wear knife. Now the missus has an Aurora out of crew wear, but this is my personal first. Oh, I didn't clean it as well as I thought it did, but this is my first crew wear knife. So Nathan, do's, don'ts, pros, cons, the whole 9 yards. I've used this on small game only. I haven't gotten a buck yet this year. It's October 11th, I think. And I've only been out one weekend, so for buck. Anyway, this is your classic, almost classic style hunting knife, okay? And I pulled out a couple other knives that I use strictly for hunting. And I pulled out one that I would use for hunting, okay? Sorry, you guys are on my bed. I'm in the bedroom. So, it's a rat tail tang. So, as far as going and beating the living tar out of this knife, no, don't do that. This knife is designed for hunting, cleaning game, processing meat. So keep that in mind when you purchase this knife. As far as the crew wear goes, absolutely just outstanding edge retention. I've cleaned probably, I don't know, 12 to 15 rabbits. Clean, or not rabbits, but squirrel. Several rabbits. Like I said, I haven't gotten a chance to clean a buck with it yet. But just absolutely phenomenal. As long as you treat it as a hunting knife, it won't let you down, guy. I mean, it just won't. I have taken this camping with me and I have batoned with it, but I would not go nuts with it, okay? The stacked leather. Take care of that stacked leather. If you don't, what'll happen is the leather will start shrinking and cracking, and then your pommel back here will come loose. You don't want that, because then the whole knife feels loose, jiggly. No. So the way I treat my stacked leather handles is I soak them in extra virgin olive oil. Okay? I fill up a glass about half full, just enough to where when I submerge it, it comes all the way up. I mean, all the way right to the blade. And let it soak overnight. I take it out, let it drip over top of the cup, and then just wipe it down. The vegetable oil is not going to hurt the aluminum. It's not going to hurt the colorful spacers in here, and it actually treats the leather so it doesn't fatigue or wear out over time. So make sure you take care of this handle. Other than that, it's a great hunting knife. Now, other hunting knives, okay, I'm going to set this down. It's a classic. Anyone who's a hunter has used one of these. It's the old buck, except this one is made out of 5160. Okay, so it's a carbon steel, so I gotta oil it. I gotta take care of it. And rather than aluminum, these are brass hilt, brass pommel. It's heavier, way heavier than this one. By the way, Nathan, I hope your knife is made out of crew wear. Otherwise, I might be misleading you. If it's anything less than crew wear or Elmax, I'd be a little more careful with it. Okay, bud? But classic hunting knife. And I'm going to get into some very important differences, me being a hunter and having an actual hunting knife. This one is a silver stag. And I forgot what kind of steel. Oh, it's D2. Okay. So, as long as you clean it, oil it, you're going to be fine. I'd be careful with getting too much oil into, because this is an actual antler. I'd be a little careful with getting too much oil into your handle. I don't know how it'll affect the antler. But great knife. Great hunting knife. Full hand. There it is. Bob Loveless. Why do I love this knife so much? It's Elmax. I mean, it's right up there with crew wear. It's Elmax, but this one is a full tang. So I can put a little more oomph behind it than I would with this one. Smaller blade, easier for me to use on small game and when you're inside the chest cavity of a large game cleaning, but we'll get to that. This works. This should work great for that. So, yes, this is by far my favorite hunting knife, and it's one of my smallest knives in my collection as far as a fixed blade goes. Last one I would use as a hunting knife, but I'd be pushed to use it as a hunting knife. This would make a great camp knife. Very expensive though. Okay, this one on a Crewwear, I know I paid less than $300 for this one. I think I paid around $250. Whoops. Good old buck. Even with it being a special edition on a 5160 with the brass, I think it was still less than $120, maybe right around $120. And this knife will last you. Yeah, it just will. Okay. The Silver Stag is only a partial tang. I think I've cleaned some small game with it, but we'll get to that. This one, I've cleaned plenty of squirrels, plenty of rabbits. I've cleaned 2 deer with it. One of my own, one was my buddy's. I've only had to really touch up the blade. I haven't had to really take it. I've taken it to a really fine, I think it was like a 12,000 grit oil stone, and touch up the blade. This one, we'll come back to this one. Don't worry. We'll talk about sharpening that one as well. But the last knife I got that I would really use as a hunting knife is my Winkler. And it's just because it's small enough. I can choke up. I can do everything I need to do inside. I can protect the tip for, well, if you guys are hunters, you know what I'm getting at. So, this absolutely would do the trick. Okay. So, why the Michigan Hunter? Why? This is a tank. This is heavy as snot. This one's not as heavy, but it's so big. Like you'd have to choke way up here, completely off, and the same thing with the buck. I know a lot of guys who use these. I don't like them. Well, I don't like them as far as cleaning game. I should say that. Because again, you can only hold on to the blade. By the time you stretch out, I mean, it's uncontrollable. I don't like that. Actually, the Winkler is better than the buck and the Silver Stag just because of the shape and size. Okay? And you're still getting over a 4-inch blade. It just works. Okay? The Loveless is perfect. It's designed for being a hunting knife, plain simple, period. You can cover that tip. You can actually hold on to the handle and the blade, so you get more blade length to get in there and do what you need to do. Michigan Hunter, it's obviously quite a bit bigger, but they designed it in a way you can come up here and choke up and do all that, and then if you got to do a pinch grip on the blade, you can, and still cover that and still get your fingers on the handle and around the hilt, so you got a positive hold. You don't have to worry about it. The other thing with the 5160, the D2, this one I don't know yet. I haven't had to sharpen this one yet. But with like LMAX and Crewwear, even nicking the bones, I'm not trying to cut through the bones with these, but nicking the bones when you're deboning and doing all the good stuff a hunter has to do. This one I only had to take to a strap. Came right back. Beautiful. Going through hides, everything else. I process my own game. If I see something funny, Say I get a buck or a doe that has lumps on the inside of the ribs, right away I think TB. So I take that deer, I get it tested. You can take it to any DNR place and get your deer tested. Comes back clean, okay. I take care of it myself. Comes back dirty, I let them take care of it. I don't want that deer. I don't want any problem with that. I don't. It's game management is what it comes down to, okay? So, let me think. What other. I mean, there's all kinds of pros with this knife, especially if you're using it as like a camp knife or strictly a game hunting knife. Beautiful. And you knocked it out of the park by picking this knife. You just got to use it. You got to get used to it. And then it goes with any gear any person picks up. I don't care if you're male, female, whatever. Take your gear out. Try it. Even if you're at home, you're in the kitchen, you're trying to cut up a turkey or which I did. I did a Thanksgiving YouTube video carving up a turkey, and I think I did it with this one. Use your gear. Test it out. Make sure it fits. Make sure it's going to do what you want it to do before you take it out in the field. That's something that's incredibly important. Because you might get out there in the field and you really want to use this product. You never tested it before. You go to use it and it faults you in one way or another. Should have tried it out before you took it out there when you needed it. So, again, another shout out to Nathan. Thank you for the idea. Thank you for the concept. I hope this answers some of your questions. Again, it's just a very beautiful knife. It's a very reliable knife. Any Bark River, as long as you use it as a knife or as a tool as it is designed, like my Squad Leader 2, which is in my get home bag, that thing's a damn tank. You can beat the snot out of that thing and you ain't going to break it. And I think that one's out of 3V, if I recall correctly. So yeah, any of you guys, and that's something else I want to touch on. Bark River knives are not cheap, okay? I don't think I got a single Bark River knife that I paid less than like $150 for. I'm just a blue-collar welder, okay? I'm nothing fancy. I don't have a whole buttload of money. When you're looking at these expensive knives, especially like my Winkler, I saved and saved and saved and saved for this knife. It's not a cheap knife. It was, I think it came out to $402 with shipping and handling and everything else. Not a cheap knife. Plus, I had to get my initials put on it for some reason. But anyway, work for it. Work for it. You got your bills to pay. You got your family to take care of. You got to put food on your table. All that. But if you can squeeze $5 here, $10 here, if you can somehow magically squeeze $100 here, you know, it's the same thing. My knives are a big part of my life. So is my RCs. So if you think these knives are out of your reach, they're only out of your reach if you cannot figure out basically how to budget everything. And it's tough. I got an old friend of mine who worked at McDonald's who would literally throw a couple dollars each week off to the side for his RC cars. I mean, yes, they're expensive. But these are knives that will last you a lifetime as long as you learn to use them within the parameters of the knife design, okay? And that's me talking to you as I used to be a custom knife maker. I still dabble in making knives here and there. In fact, I'm working on one project that's almost done. So, well, that'll be a video coming out probably sometime in November. I just got way too much going on. My sister's getting married. It's nuts around here. So anyway, I know this is a little bit longer than normal video. Nathan, man, you got any more questions? Hit me up in the comments, man. I'll try to help you all out the best I can. I'm working all kinds of crazy hours right now, and like I said, it's really hectic around the house. Finally got my bedroom put back together, so I still don't have the knives back up on the wall. That's why you're looking at a blank wall with curtains. Um, but yeah, when you go out looking for a hunting knife, if you are a hunter, think about that. Think about how you want to manipulate the knife. Think about what you want it to do. And if you're a one knife only guy, I definitely suggest going with a full tang knife because you'll be able to do a lot more, even with this little guy, than you would with this guy. But if you're looking for just a strict hunter, man, you can't beat it. You can't. And it all comes down to personal preference as well. So take care of that handle. Um, Take care of the edge. Don't do any prying. I wouldn't go nuts with any heavy batoning or nothing like that with it. Um, and it should last you a lifetime, man. And it's mine's out of crew wear. I don't know what yours is made out of, but yeah. I mean, I love mine. Hopefully, you love yours. You guys got any further questions? Especially with it being hunting season, let me know in the comments. I may not be able to let you know until after or into November or hopefully after I get back from my hunting trip this year. So, all right, guys. Until next time, as always, keep your knife sharp, keep your fingers out of the way, and be safe. Later, guys.